Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for the European Foundation for the invitation to talk to you about this another proof of concept tool that we are developing. I'm going to present you in some slides because the tool is not developed, it's not finished developed. So I really prefer you to show you some screenshots of how it's going to work on the future, on the nearest future, around September, October. It's going to be a quick presentation today. I'm going to talk to you, the first point agenda is a little bit of an IT perspective of the tool. I'm going to tell you about the different parts of the tool. This is also a multidimensional tool. It's going to be a friendly ESEF Excel-based viewer. It's going to be also part of the ESEF ERICA mapping process, as Javier Gonzalez showed you before. And is also an ERICA primary financial statement viewer in order to see which is the result of the mapping. But let's start with the introduction, the tool introduction from an IT perspective. As you, plenty of you will know, there is an Open File Link Foundation association, which is a common point for all the XBRL developers who wants to publish their open source. Well, this tool is using some of the functions that are published already there. If you go to openfiling.info/iXBRL, you will see plenty of different modules for loading XBRL, for generating XBRL, for validating XBRL, etc. On this case, inline XBRL. And it was a tool which is public, I think, by Ignacio a long time ago, I think 2018, 2019, that is an iXBRL extractor. Well, based on all of these capabilities and all of these source of code, we are working on this tool in order to read these inline XBRL files that are the standard behind the ESEF files. So what we are using is just standard libraries. We are using Microsoft XML libraries, in particular the XML core services libraries of Microsoft. Okay, so we are not using any special XBRL libraries, so the standard ones. Just with the standard ones, which read and write XML-based applications, is more than enough. These core services of Microsoft for XML allows you to work in two different ways with XML documents, with DOM and SACS, depending on how big is the instant file, on how quickly you want to access the meta information. You can use DOM or you can use SACS for processing and accessing this XML document. But again, it's something that everyone can run in their own laptop because it doesn't. You don't need any special library. You don't need any special tool. Just you can run it as it is. So the first functionality of the tool is an Excel viewer. In this case, an Excel based user-friendly viewer of ESEF reports. Okay, and how to do it? Very easy. The first thing you need to do is just to click on the button, load ESEF report. This ESEF report is going to be a zip file. Okay, so Javier, where can I get this zip file? Okay, you have two different options. The first one, a more simple one, is to go directly to the official appointed mechanism, the OEM, and that is on the website there. This is the index of all the OAMs from Europe. This is the webpage of ESMA, where you can just click on the country that you prefer, and it will bring you to the OEM that it has all this information about ESEF. Once you are there, you can download. Everyone is different, so I don't have time or space to put screenshots of every single OEM, but in any case, the one that you're interested of downloading ESEF reports, just click on the link and it will bring you there. And the other option is obviously to download it from the portal that XBRL International has. Later, Paul Warren, Technical Director of XBRL International, is going to show you in detail this portal, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. Just keep in consideration that on this portal, you can just look for the entity that you want to download the data, and you have some zip icon there. If you click the zip icon, you're going to download the ESEF zip file of the company that you want to analyze. And with the button of the tool, load ESEF report, you can just load it. That's simple. Obviously, there is a third option, that is that you have it because somebody has sent it to you or whatever. In any case, what this tool is going to open is a zip file that will contain the ESEF report according to the information of the structure of the ESEF report that must have the zip defined in the technical manuals in ESMA. So what you're going to see on the Excel is a user-friendly view of this report, of this ESEF report. This is a real example of a real company. In this case, we are talking about the financial statement of current, non-current, the 210000. Okay, and here you will see the usual structure of financial statement. You are going to see which is the scale, usually in thousands of euros or millions of euros. Even we also can have in euros. You will see here 2 periods. Okay, in this case, 2020 and 2019. On the left part of the screen, you will see which are the concepts defined on the financial statement. You will see 2 kinds of concepts. You will see the ESEF IFRS concepts, the standard ones that are the core, as Javier and Saskia were talking before. And then you will have some special ones that they will be highlighted in yellow color, that are the company-specific concepts. These concepts that the company has created from scratch that are not included on the IFRS ESEF taxonomy, but they need it, so they have included. You will see all of them highlighted in yellow. Okay, in this case, it's inmovilizado material, which is a concept that it's not included on IFRS taxonomy, so the company has decided to include it here. And in the right part of the screen, you will see something that is the qualifier names. Javier Gonzalez has been talking about these qualifiers before. It's just like the code bar of the concept, some kind of technical thing that we have in not only in XBRL, but in XML, which is going to identify in a unique way these concepts from all the other ones. So you will have this kind of user-friendly view that it doesn't look like Excel, but it's Excel, you need to believe me. So this is going to be how it's going to look. One of the most important things that we are having here, and one of the most important news that we have with ESEF, is the anchoring information. In this case, for all the company-specific concepts that it has been created by the reporting entity, it's mandatory that this new concept is linked to some kind of bigger concept, or some kind of detailed concept, on we call it wider or wider, narrower anchoring. On this case, this inmovilizado material, it's, as you can see on the description, on the middle part of the screen, is the amount of propiedad, planta y equipo, property, plant, and equipment, and work in the progress balance. So at the end, this inmovilizado material is the summation of construction in progress and property, plant, and equipment, which, by the way, are 2 IFRS concepts. Okay, so for all the concepts that are company specific, we are going to give some view to the user of the tool in order the user can understand this concept, which is the anchoring information that has been defined by the reporting entity. Okay, so we are going to have one sheet of Excel for every single primary financial statement, and it's going to be that easy. So the next important feature of this tool is the mapping process. Okay, Javier Gonzalez has told you, has shown you some screenshots of this process on how the tool will work. I'm going to do something very quickly here. That is, I'm going to show you the same screenshot as before, but in this case, what you're going to see is that in green color, is going to be highlighted the mapping that has been used for the mapping option. As you remember in the first presentation, Javier was explaining you that this IFRS mapping has different options, 1, 2, 3, even we are thinking about creating more, but right now we have 3 on the version of the tool that we are working. Any of this version can be applied on the mapping, depending on if these concepts are defined on the ESEF report or not. So if they are defined, so it's going to take this option, starting from option 1, 2, and 3. So you are going to see the analyst or the user of the work of the tool is going to see very quickly which has been the option that has been used for every single ERICA element or CBS code that you can see on the column, on the first column, on the left part of the screen. You're going to see an additional view where you're going to find all the elements that has been defined on the ESEF report. Okay, you're going to see the label, you're going to see the qualifier name, you're going to see which are the units, the decimals, the value, the period, even in which financial statement it's created this element. And what you're going to see here on the value column is 2 types of highlighted colors. In green one, the elements that has been possible possible to be mapped, and in red one, the elements that has not been mapped in this version. I mean, this color, this highlighted in color, will happen after the mapping process. When you finish, when you click on Apply Mapping, if you remember this button right here on the top right part of the screen, you will see this Apply Mapping, sorry. When you click there, you are going to see this, new sheet where you have all these colors used. And very quickly, you can see if one of the one or more of the elements has been mapped properly or not, or it's outside of the mapping, this element has not been mapped to any of the ERICA elements that are on the report, okay? And finally, which is the outcome, okay? So when you click on Apply Mapping and you do all the fine tuning that Javier has been explaining before, which is the outcome? What is what we are going to see? Well, we are going to see the usual templates of ERICA. All of you that are familiar with the templates of ERICA, you will see that this is, in this case, the assets, the template where it's defined the assets, which the IFRS paragraph, or if it's an IFRS taxonomy element or not, and obviously which is the code or central balance sheet office code. What you're going to see here on the right part of the screen, you will see these two periods that are the usual periods for reporting, and you're going to see some numbers. These numbers belongs to the concept that has been mapped successfully, okay? So whenever you see some data here, it's because it has been the result, the outcome of the mapping process. In all the cells that you can see, this is just a demonstration. This is not something that it's finished, obviously. All these empty cells that you can see there, we cannot map it. On the mapping option that we have chosen, there is no information here, okay? This is because maybe the ESEF files doesn't have these concepts. It can be also because the mapping option that we have chosen, it doesn't have these options, these values for these concepts, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so at the end, it's I think it's a very powerful tool. It's something that can be very useful for analysts, and obviously the analyst can play and can import mappings, can apply mappings, can empty the mappings, and can play with the tool in order to find which is the proper mapping for this particular ESEF reporting file that they are just loading. Okay, the tool obviously is agnostic regarding which is the language of the report. It's going to support whatever language defined by European Union. So it's absolutely agnostic regarding which are the company-specific elements that have been created. It's going to be able to read whatever company-specific in whatever language, and it will represent it exactly in the same place as the company-specific. And that's all. One of the most important things, we are talking about an open source tool. So as in every single open filing demo tool that we create, or proof of concept tool that we create, the tool will be published, will be free, absolutely, and all the open source of the tool, in this case in Visual Basic for Applications, will be available for everyone who wants to download it, to use it, to improve it. Why not? And if you improve it, please feel free to send it to us in order we can upload it to Open Filing website. And the idea is to collaborate and to cooperate between all of us in order to make something that can be valuable for all the investors, not only in Europe, worldwide. And that's everything from my side. I'm just telling you that we are working this summer on the development on the tool. And we plan to have by the middle of September some kind of demo version, usually for the members of the ERICA team, in order they can start to try to play a little with the tool, to receive this feedback with this tool, and to improve it and continuously improving until it's something that we really are proud to share with all of you. Thank you so much to everyone, and I'm happy to answer questions here right now or later, as you prefer.
Thank you, Javier. Any question, a particular question for Javier Mora, the Technical Director of XBRL Spain? So if there are no questions, let me to stress that this is an open and collaborative project. Whatever participant is interested be part, in participate, in collaborate, or in whatever, feel free to volunteer. Javier, Mora, and myself that has been long-term open source developers will work this summer in this project. As Javier has commented, we will reuse part of the the proof of concept tools we developed in the past and are published in openfiling.info website. And at the end of this event, we will have the Open Filing General Assembly, Open Filing Association General Assembly for answering any question you may have.